were talking before we started recording about brain health. This is something that is at the forefront of sports. I thought that it was so amazing. A couple years ago in LA, I got to come to your Super Bowl party, which was unbelievable. I mean, the experience of being around all the athletes that I grew up watching, but it had everything had a purpose, and one of the biggest purposes was the brain health part. And you were talking about the concussion protocol. Can you talk to us about some of those things that are coming and that you're going to be showing at the Super Bowl party this year in New Orleans?
So we do a brain health summit every year, which has neurologists and other experts, and we're trying to explore prevention, awareness, and cure. And so that's an hour and a half before the Super Bowl party. So this will be about the 20th. I had a crisis in conscience back in the late 80s, Kelly, because I represented half the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. They kept getting hit in the head. And when we went to doctors and asked, how many is too many? When should you contemplate retirement? They had no answers. So I started holding concussion conferences back in 1994, and people like Troy Aikman and Steve Young and Warren Moon and Drew Bledsoe came to the first one, and we've had a number since. And what we found is that 3 or more concussions occasion an exponentially higher rate of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, premature senility, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, and depression. So I've called it a ticking time bomb and an undiagnosed health epidemic. And the point is not to stop a sport like football, it's just to make it safer. I believe it teaches great values, and it's not just football, it's hockey, it's AYSO soccer with young girls. This specter of concussion is very broad. So we will have that brain health summit, and I think this year we'll announce some interesting breakthroughs. For years, the thought was that once a brain became impaired and had a TBI or traumatic brain injury, it just went down a slippery slope to, again, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, premature senility, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, and depression. But now the exciting news is there's some breakthroughs that, through the theory of neuroplasticity, can rewire the brain. And one's called TMS, and it's little magnets against the brain. I call it Woody Woodpecker. And the other one is Neurofeedback, which has been shown to be able, with a number of sessions, to, again, revitalize and rewire the brain. So we'll be talking about some of those breakthroughs, giving a couple awards to brain physicians or scientists who've come up with new protocols that help.